Howdy, partners. Welcome to the Cars Garage. I'm Taj.
I'm Alex.
And these are our horses, Rusty and Speedy.
Yeehaw!
They're here to help us learn all about horsepower. We're done trotting around the question of what is horsepower and how do we use it. So today, we're gonna find out.
Should we have a race?
Seems like the only way to learn about horsepower. Let's do it. Go!
Whoa! Hold your horses, fellas!
Mark,
Mark?
what are you doing here?
And why do you have that hat on?
Huh? Oh, well, you see, I just arrived here by steam engine train, and I forgot to take off my lovely conductor's hat.
By steam engine?
I heard that you all and you at home wanted to learn all about horsepower, and I thought a steam engine would be the most fitting place to start.
Why's that?
You know what? Let's put both these horses back into their stable, and I'll tell you all about it. What do you say?
Sounds
Okay,
good.
sure.
All right, to the science corner!
Come on, Mark.
Mark, wrong way.
way.
Right. Ah! All right, science time. Let's start with the basics. When I say Lightning McQueen has a 750 horsepower engine, what does that mean? What is horsepower? Horsepower, put simply, is the power that a horse can produce. So, 1 horsepower equals the power of 1 horse. Does that mean Lightning McQueen has 750 horses running around inside his engine? Well, sadly, no. It's just one way that we use to measure the power of an engine. That's kind of like how we use watts to measure the power of a light bulb. More watts equal a more powerful light bulb. So more horsepower equals a more powerful engine. Yes, science! Way back in the day, like before cars, people relied on horses to do all the heavy lifting and pulling. Go ahead, Bessie. Good horse. Yes, I know, I'll get you a carrot later. But when they started adding more weight, well, that meant that they needed to add more horses to pull that weight. So when the steam engine was invented, it only made sense to measure the amount of work the engine was doing based on how many horses it would take to do the same amount of work. We ready to pull this, guys? I know you are, Bessie. All right, on to it. Yeehaw! It was determined that a horse, kind of like Bessie here, lifting a weight up a mine shaft, was able to produce the force of 33,000 foot-pounds per minute. And with that, the term horsepower was born. You're doing a great job, Bessie. Ha! Ha! I say.
Excuse me, stranger. I'm a steam engine salesman. I see you got a lot of horses here doing all the work.
I reckon I do, mister.
Well, what if I told you that this 50 horsepower engine could do the work of 50 of your horses without the hassle of scooping horse manure all day? So, what do you say?
Looks like you got yourself a deal, friend.
Yes.
Who's ready for an activity?
Yeah.
All right, in front of us, we have 3 very different vehicles. First up, Luigi. He's a small fuel-efficient car. Next up, Mac. He's a big old Mack truck made for hauling. And last but definitely not least, that's right, we've got Lightning McQueen. He's the greatest race car in the world, and he's built for speed. Ka-chow. So, why don't we see how much horsepower each one of these vehicles has using a ton of horses?
Whoa!
Whoa is right. So, let's pretend each one of these toy horses count as 10 horses, and we'll place them around each car based on how much horsepower it has.
Let's stop horsing around and get to it.
Up first, we have Luigi. He's a small car with a really small engine. In fact, he has just 13 horsepower.
I guess never ask Luigi to haul anything heavy.
Let's just put down 1 horse. Would you like to do the honors?
Nice. All right, up next, we have Mac. He's a big old truck, and so he's gonna need a really big engine. In fact, he has 500 horsepower.
That's a lot of horses.
Let's get to it. on his truck.
Whoa! That's 50 right there.
So many horses.
All right, well, we still have one more to go. We have the one, the only, the fastest car in the world, Lightning McQueen, who has a whopping 750 horsepower.
Now that's a lot of horses.
Let's get to it.
Whew. I think that's all of them.
Phew. That was some serious work with all those horses.
Yeah, you guys did a great job. I'm looking here and you can really tell the difference in horsepower between each vehicle.
I have a question, Mark. How come Lightning McQueen has more horsepower than Mac? Wouldn't Mac need more power to carry all those heavy loads around?
Ding, ding, ding! You just touched on the very next topic I want to go into, which is the difference in how different vehicles use their horsepower. To put it in the simplest terms I can, there are two factors that determine what kind of work an engine can do. There's torque, and then there's rotations per minute. You see, race cars, like Lightning McQueen here, have high rotations per minute, so they're gonna be able to drive really, really fast, but it doesn't have a whole lot of torque, which is the turning power of an engine. Let's think of it like this, okay? Lightning McQueen is kinda like a runner. You see, he's able to run really, really fast, but he doesn't have a whole lot of lifting power like a bodybuilder. So Lightning McQueen can drive really fast around smooth surfaces like racetracks or nice paved roads, but he's gonna have a hard time pulling big heavy objects with him.
Oh, so like when Lightning McQueen tries to pull Bessie the road paver, even though he has a ton of horsepower, 750.
That is 1 horse point for Taj.
Yes!
Yeah! Lightning McQueen's engine is very different from something like Mac or like a tractor here. They don't have a whole lot of rotational force, so they can't go very fast, but what they do have is a whole lot of torque. So they can move things, but they're gonna move them very slowly. Guys,
You need help? Okay,
I can use help. I can use help. I can use help. They're so strong. So you can think of these guys like bodybuilders. Oh, as you saw, they're very, very strong, but they move very, very slowly.
That all makes sense. Rotations per minute means more speed. More torque means more power.
Whoa, yes! And that is 1 horse point for Alex.
Woohoo, yeah!
Yeah.
Great job, guys. Well, what do you say we load up these horses and get them back to the stables?
Let's do it.
You know why Matt can pull all these? Because he has a whole lot of torque. Whoa, no! Go, Lightning, go!
I gotta catch up to my ride. I reckon that's all the time we have for today.
We sure did learn a lot about horsepower.
Time to ride off into the sunset.
See you next time on Cars Garage.
Yeehaw!